Get up and move here. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at the all-new Chevy Blazer RS. Before we get into this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Provo for giving me some time with this Blazer. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. With that being said, as always, also on a side note, if you're going to save time and money, the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. So under the hood, we have a 3.6 liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 308 horsepower and then 270 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see we've got distinctive lines there on either side. They're kind of hidden though because of the white paint. We've got these cool daytime running lights here, and then you guys can see the headlights down below. And then notice how the grille is darker in coloration. You got the RS badge, which is pretty cool. And then you guys can see how the trim here is a little bit of a different color. Putting it all together, the slight changes they made for the Blazer definitely just bring it up. I think it looks really cool. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 265, 45, 21 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see with the wheel design, you got the silver there on the top and you got the black below it. I think it looks pretty solid. We've got these black painted fender flares here. Notice Blazer there on the side. And then look at like the distinctive cut there on the side. And then notice two-tone with the roof. And putting it all together, I'm actually a really big fan of the style here with the Blazer. Now here's a key fob with the Blazer. You guys can see we've got our unlock function or lock function, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch as well as the Chevy bow tie end. Oh, look at that. Now popping inside of the Blazer, we've got quite a bit of storage space here in the rear, and notice we've got these coverings here in the back as well, which also adds to the practicality. But if we kind of pop underneath here, you can see we've got the spare tire, and then notice we got little storage areas here, and then this is to throw down the second row. When you're all done, just press this button right here and that will lower the hatch right back down. Now taking a look at the taillights, definitely a pretty cool intricate design. RS badge here, and then you guys can see Blazer there on the other side. And then look at the spoiler there at the top, how that's also blacked out. And then here at the bottom, I like the covers over the exhaust tips. And then finishing things up with the rest of the rear. Again, that like sleek, sporty design continues. And then taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see here with the padding, then look at the red stitching. That is sweet. Got our window control here, and we do have heated seats for the rear, and then more storage down below. And then we got more red stitching here. You guys can see how there's like red behind the perforations there in these seats with the piping. Legroom here in the back is actually pretty solid. We got a little storage pocket here with some vents, and then you guys can see some charging ports. And then headroom back here is also great. And we got a cup holder armrest. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see here again with the padding and the stitching that goes throughout. All of our window controls, notice the front one is automatic. We've got our mirror adjustments, memory seat functionality, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors as well. And then you can see speaker for the Bose sound system, and that is for your hatch setting. And then you guys can see here with the front seat, notice again with the red there and the perforations, that looks so sweet. All of our power adjustments on the side. And then we've got our parking brake right here, and then our light controls, and then the steering wheel is actually power adjustable. And look at how cool the vent is with the red around it. Taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see the padding all around. We got the red stitching there on the center portion. Radio controls here on the back with controls for the center stack, voice command controls. Get your heated steering wheel button on the steering wheel. Cruise control as well. And then we have our one stock, and then you can see our windshield wiper stock. Now popping into the center, you guys can see analog gauges on either side, and then we do have that screen there in the center which we can use to scroll through some different menus here. Basically to see different bits of information on the vehicle and then systems within the vehicle as well. And then this will also show our drive mode. So we got our all-wheel drive mode. We also have a sport mode. We've got kind of like an off-road mode, and then finally we have a towing mode that we can go into as well. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel here with the Blazer. But notice that we can basically see out of every single angle here with the Blazer. So really solid camera system. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, first off, response time is solid. Notice it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We can also control the climate system here from the infotainment system, and then you guys can see the physical buttons here down below. We also have this for the auto stop start, the hazard lights, and then you guys can see the stability control. And then this is actually to open up the glove box. Down below, we've got our analog controls here for the dual zone climate system. We have heated and ventilated seats, and then you guys can see the twisties here. This actually is what changes the temperature, so you can see how the temperature changes as I twist the vent, which, I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. Got some USBs there and a wireless phone charging pad. Shifter for that 9-speed automatic. It does have a plus and minus here on the sides. You can shift the gears yourself if you want. And notice we have our L as well. Some cup holders here, and then we got our drive line / drive mode select. So notice we got our 2-wheel drive again, and then your all-wheel drive, and then the rest of the drive modes. Parking sensors here, and then this is for your lane departure. And then we've got pretty spacious center console here with some storage in front of it. Now up top, this does have Chevy's camera mirror, which is a very nice feature. And then we also have a full panoramic sunroof. Controls the center for just here at the top. Now, there's quite a bit of glare, so it's kind of hard to see. But anyways, base MSRP $45,700. This has a few options added to it. After all options, $53,635 is the total MSRP. Ooh, those taillights at night or dusk, whatever you want to call it, that looks really cool. Let's drive it. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, and throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let's set off here in the Blazer. Now, something to mention, I'm using this clip for the Blazer review, but then also for the big SUV comparison review as well. But let's actually just see how the Blazer drives. First off, ride quality is good. Seat comfort's pretty good. I just noticed with Chevy seats, they're all kind of like a little bit harder. It's not uncomfortable, but that's just something to kind of note. I really like the ride quality with this. Transmission's really smooth as well. Let's get going before that line of cars gets over here. Now we're just in 2-wheel drive. I'm actually gonna pop it into all-wheel drive now. Kind of see how it feels with that. This random pile of snow there, that's so interesting. Yeah, I really like the ride quality with this. It's very comfortable. Pretty quiet too, with the overall like road noise and everything. We'll see once we get up to a little bit of a higher speed if that changes. And yeah, the auto stop starts on. It's always an interesting thing to pop on. Man, there is so much traffic down here in Provo. It is rush hour though, so we do got that going against us, but we should be good to get up and move here. Pretty solid, smooth with the transitions there, with the transmission and everything. Good acceleration overall. Yeah, pretty rock solid. So setting things up here with the driving with the Blazer, I think it handles really well. I think that it's comfortable too. I think the acceleration's pretty solid. I still do think though that Chevy needs to give us like a high performance Blazer. Like a Blazer with, you know, I don't care if they put the 5.3 V8 or if they put the 2.7 turbo to give, actually a 2.7 turbo probably wouldn't be high performance-y enough. Because I mean, it's got a lot of torque, but you'd want horsepower for a high performance version of this. So probably something more like the 3.0 turbo V6 that's in like the Cadillacs. That would be a good one for the Blazer. But let me know what you guys think about the Blazer.